Hi, welcome to Performance Marketing. So, the idea here would be to grasp everything to do with performance marketing in the sense that wherever we are looking at um, any kind of advertisement or any kind of digital push that has got to a particular set of content, that will basically be what performance marketing is all about. So, if I have to define this, like performance marketing is your digital ads specifically paid for a specific reason. For example, that reason could be getting more sales, which is ideally a lot of the customers or a lot of the clients would want. So that could be one way. But there are other ways as well, right? So sales, yes, can always be the ultimate goal, but our focus also has to be on other parameters such as leads. If you're running your own blog, then you would look at subscription. So technically here you wouldn't focus so much on sales or leads. Like you don't need anyone to immediately look at from your blog to collaborate with you. So yes, that could be another way of the ultimate goal or a North Star metric for you. But right now the focus would be more on subscriptions. Um, if you are a business who doesn't want leads but wants people to come and talk about, say, to the business, right? You have a whole team. Say, for example, like a real estate brand, you want people to come and talk, understand about, like, if it's 2 BHK or a 3 BHK, and you're also looking at people to come for a site visit. So you want more business to your calls. So that's also one of the ways that performance marketing can be graded. So the technical term there also there is one. So I'm going to share that in a few minutes. Another way could be visiting your store. So if you have a physical store at a particular location, then you're also looking at people coming. So this could be, say, for example, for a person who owns a tattoo store. So you could be looking at people who want to come and engage with you at the store level, and that could be another way of looking at your performance marketing um, as a push. So just to reiterate here once, you're not focused so much on when it comes to performance marketing, which typically everyone feels like it is based on sales alone or just leads also at times. It has become so much more than just that. That is the reason why we do not talk about just digital ads per se, but it has become such a whole, like a wholesome name now, which is performance marketing. So let's move on forward from here. Now, let's look at the next step to this. How different is performance marketing to traditional marketing, right? Is it the same, or is it a standpoint where we're looking at, yeah, this is better than traditional, or is it more than traditional? So we are trying to understand first what is traditional way of marketing, and then we can basically take it forward from there. So what is traditional marketing, right? Traditional marketing is your TV, radio, print. These are typically, it could be outdoor, which is known as OOH. It can be outdoor ads. Any of these are basically your traditional form of marketing, right? Um, when it comes to these older forms in traditional marketing, basically, what are the drawbacks? Let's understand this, and then we'll be able to gauge why performance marketing is taking a huge leap in terms of the marketing spends that brands have or bigger brands have, and why is it more easier. So a couple of drawbacks, let's break it down, maybe each category wise. Let's take TV is expensive, right? If you can think about IPL or during a huge sports event or a very, very popular TV show, it is very expensive. Easily, it can run into lakhs to run even a simplest or the simplest campaign, maybe even crores, right? So it's not everybody's cup of tea to come and talk about or showcase their ad basically in a TV format. That is one. The next one here would be radio. Now, radio here one of the biggest drawbacks when it comes to radio is location, right? You could be in transit from, one location to the other. You could be traveling from, say, Delhi to Gurgaon or Mumbai to Pune. So you are not specifically looking at a particular person, or you're able to reach out to that person basis on the per location that they are. So that has been one of the biggest deterrents. I can think of one more deterrent here other than transit is also switching off, right? You are basically switching away from one radio station, just a click of a button, and you could just move away from the radio. So today's consumer is fast. Like if they're consuming radio even now, there is one song or two songs that come up, and immediately the moment those songs come up, you realize, hey, I know there's an ad coming up or there's the RJ going to talk about. Let me switch to the other channel. It has become that intuitive. So that could be another deterrent of radio not working, or it could be something that we can compare with performance marketing. The another example could be print. This is basically, simply put, there is less subscription that people have now in terms of using or utilizing, reading newspapers, the offline side of the newspapers anymore. So the more focus has now come into e-newspaper, right? And that is anyways part of digital. So we can run ads here um, in the e-newspaper space. So print per se has reduced. So if you see nearby, or you can see your own house, how many places are there now that actually still contribute to having that, the old newspaper style, um, coming to your house early in the morning. So that's another channel. And outdoor again has been always a bit notorious in terms of being distractive when it comes to, but I won't say that this is completely a drawback per se. It can also be creative at times. The way they have positioned themselves, it depends on that. So what I'm trying to conclude here is, I'm not saying any of these are bad or you shouldn't try these. I'm just trying to highlight how are these different, or where does performance marketing standpoint that when it comes to performance marketing vis-a-vis your traditional marketing. So just to conclude, all I'm saying is, if you have the kind of content, or you have the kind of brand which can leverage one of these, um, rather than performance marketing, or the best way of looking at this forward would be use performance marketing as a collaboration with your with any of these traditional marketing mediums. For example, you could be mentioning something on an outdoor ad where people could see it as a banner or something, and you have the QR code there. People scan and go to your website. People scan and directly call your business. So any of these, right? You could use as a mix. The same way could be for performance marketing, where something what a person is consuming on, say, an ad on Instagram, also sees the similar content when they are consuming maybe YouTube on television. So simply put, this is called as collaboration, where we are not particularly seeing traditional marketing being in terms of a competition, but as a collaboration. Okay, so coming back to in terms of numbers, this is just for your information per se. Uh, Typically in India, right, you're looking at a market share of spends by the top brands. If you could just think about the top 5,000 brands who are spending in India, right? So this could be roughly about 45% of the market share. Radio is very less, maybe lesser than 10% of the market share. Print, like I was sharing earlier, could be not more than like 2% or 3%. Although again, print ads also are very expensive, but this will remain because many of the listed companies need to show their uh, details, or need to show some kind of advertisements also compulsorily. So that could happen. Outdoor again here could be like a 4 to 5% in terms of this. What happens here is, what I want to share is that performance marketing per se is jumping leaps and bounds. It is like 35% plus plus, and keeps increasing. And this is just numbers, for you to understand how this market is basically performing right now. So I don't want you to please hold this like against me in terms of numbers. Okay, sir mentioned this 45 and it's not 45, it is 47 or so and so forth. Things could keep vibrantly changing as and when we see something, maybe a new platform coming up. Like now, Threads is there as a new platform. So a lot of things can happen because Threads also has advertisement, which we'll talk more about in the future lectures. So you can run ads on Threads as well. So that's going to be a huge deterrent, or maybe not. We don't know. So these are just a little, um, for your understanding, like how the whole system is typically performing right now in terms of market share. Where are the top brands in pharma or in logistics or in communications, like Airtel or the Geos of the world are actually putting their money when it comes to advertisement spends. So now one of the key things that comes around from this is, why is performance marketing sitting at a 30%, and we are talking about that it keeps increasing from here. It's going to be really crazy, like how we are seeing this growth, and maybe even surpassing television. It has already surpassed the others, but now it could surpass television as well. We are at the verge of more crores being spent on performance marketing as compared to any other form of traditional marketing. Why is this? So there are a couple of things. um, One is the channel itself, right? So let's understand what happens when we talk about channel. Channel basically means something like Meta, or in simpler terms, like your Instagram. When you are spending money on Instagram, you're basically talking about is that you can, define like how much ROI you have got from, spending. Yes, one of the simple ROIs that you can get when you're spending is the number of clicks you got, right? Or if you're looking at more likes or engagement coming on your particular post, so you can track this. So, which is very difficult to track in, say, for example, print or in radio or even television, like how many people are consuming. You could just leave the television on, and you might be sitting in a different room, or you're talking and walking, on your phone. So you're really missed out on that audience. Out here, you need to perform something which is like a click to actually see, the system, like a Meta ad or a Instagram ad actually charging you. So the channel actually performs very well in, for us in this scenario. This is one of the reasons why the market share has been increasing. And you can think about this from every platform online, like Google Ads or Snapchat or TikTok, etc. Everybody. That is one level of understanding this. The second is, um, uh, you know, every form here is measurable. So we are actually talking about measurable is going back to the specific reasons why we run digital ads. So it could be sales, it could be leads, it could be then again subscriptions that we are looking at. So all of these we can go back and measure, saying that yes, we are able to track, and say that this has come from a digital media. Again, it could be Meta or Instagram or so and so forth. We are able to track and perform this. So there are analytical websites like Google Analytics, or it could be simply when someone is calling your business and are asking them, how did you come to know about us? Like, hey, I found you on Google search, and that is one of the ways that I was able to track. Now, on Google, if someone is searching and you're only running ads, right, and your search is not so high on the organic side, that means you can proudly say that, yes, you know what, this lead that has come and is interested in your product or service is actually from your, advertisement efforts. So, lot of trackable, lot of measurable, um, method or mechanism has come in, which was not possible with traditional marketing, or it was difficult to track. So that is one more reason. Third, I think is become very obvious is the cash component, right? Don't need to have, deep pockets to run a campaign on Meta, right? So the best part is Meta says that you can run ad with as low as $1 budget per day, and this again resonates very well with Google and the others as well. There are the newer mediums like Reddit ads and all don't allow this yet, but I'm sure they will also soon. So, but just to give you a perspective, right? See, imagine this comparison when I mentioned about television asking you for lakhs or crores to spend, especially during IPL when you think you can get the maximum leverage, as compared to something like Meta saying, yeah, you want to run ads on cricket? Wow, okay, go ahead. Use the interest of people who are interested in cricket as a form, like people who consume real stories, talk about cricket, love cricket. You can target them. You can spend as low as $1, right? So this is minimum, like bare minimum. It's not necessary you have to only spend this much. I'm just saying you don't need to have deep pockets to start running ads on any of the digital ad platforms which we have been mentioning about. And still you can see some kind of results or result oriented. And the best part is those results you're able to track again. Another way of looking at this is that you are also tracking purchases. So we have discussed this in sales, but I just want to give you an example with Google Ads. When we talk about Google Ads, you are linking this with your Google Analytics, which is again linked with your website. There are ways that you can do this via simply adding a code that Google will provide to you. The moment this code has been shared with you, what happens is that it is tracking everything that the person is coming and doing. Now, why is this different and why are we talking about this again is, imagine this scenario, right? Say, for example, today is the 25th of the month, right? And I go and I see this ad on Google for a product, say like a household item, which I really want to buy, right? And it is expensive, right? For example, it's like a toaster or something, and a very modern toaster for like say 8 or 9,000 bucks. Now, if I want to buy this right now, I'm wondering, should I really go for this right now? Maybe I can wait for my salary to come and then I can buy when I actually have money in my pocket. So what's going to happen is you will want to wait for a week or so and then buy it. So the moment you get your salary, you're like, hey, I remember now I had added something in the cart. I want to buy this now. So what happens is when you add this code, right? This is the main aspect here. Google is tracking these behaviors of your customer or your consumer, right? And the moment they are able to track this, they can also say like, after a given point of uh, window period, right? Let's call it as a window period. This particular customer came and purchased from you. So this is all linking to something which we are all very conversant with, so something called as cookies. So you might come back and say, sir, I don't allow cookies or I disallow. That's completely a personal opinion. But I'm just saying this is one of the reasons or one of the ways that Google is saying. What is important to take away from here is one, we are able to measure, we are able to track this, right, by adding a simple code. And you don't need to be a coder or an expert on a website creation to do this. You just need to copy paste it, right? The best part is the Google system is automatically, completely tracking the behaviors of these people who are not spontaneous buyers every single time, right? Whatever you're selling right now, even if it is just for $1 or say 10 rupees, people tend to have this behavior of, yeah, we'll buy it later. We'll think about it. So this nature that we have as a human psyche, right? We are already tracking this. So this is basically called as a 7-day or a 30-day window cycle where Google will keep tracking that person. And the best part is it will also use one of the mediums to reach out to them again. So here I'm also adding one more technical term, which is known as remarketing. We can talk about this later. But I'm just saying it will keep remarketing or retargeting this person. What I mean by that is that when somebody comes, they are looking at a way or a setup where a person has come, visited your website, but did not do the desired action. Whichever is that action, it could be sales, lead, subscription, even calling your business. They were just admiring your website for a few minutes or even a few seconds. What Google, Meta, and the other ad platforms can do, especially the online platforms can do, is retarget to them. When they retarget them, it is like a beautiful recall. When that recall happens, they tend to buy again. Or buy for the first time, sorry, not even buy again, but visit your website again, like, yeah, I wanted that toaster. Let me go back and purchase it now. Now let's get familiar with these channels. I've already been, speaking about them. Let's get a little familiar. Which all other channels that we can actually do? Is it just a few which I mentioned, or is there more to it? So there is, of course, Google Ads. which we are all familiar with, maybe one of the oldest forms. Then comes Meta, and Meta comes with a whole family of friends, starting with Facebook, the older Facebook. Don't know how many of you are still active on it, but it still exists. Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. You can also run ads on WhatsApp. Now there is also Messenger, and very soon, aka as we speak right now, you should also be able to run ads on Threads app. This is a huge family, right? Talking about families, Google also has a family of its own, which is inclusive of YouTube. I hope you're aware that YouTube is part of the Google family. So you can run ads on that as well, over and above all the others, which we'll talk about later. That is Google and Meta for you. Then there is also Snapchat, Snapchat ads. We can run ads there. We have Reddit ads. Again, very recently launched, like you can say as much as 2024, and now it's growing as we speak in 2025. So that means if you want to explore a new ad platform and you want to be one of the first mover, in your industry or category, this is the one you should definitely explore. Then you have TikTok ads. We can talk about this as well. Then there is also you can look at uh, then there is also LinkedIn ads and X ads, which formerly is also known as Twitter ads. Other than this, other than all the advertisement platforms that we are talking about, we should also be aware that performance marketing is beyond just looking at digital ads, because our objective overall is to look at receiving or garnering that performance, right? Wherever we can get that performance from, wherever we can get that sale from, wherever we can get that lead from, we are good to go. So basically, we are also looking at something like affiliate marketing. That is also a very key element to play around in performance marketing. We are also looking at affiliate marketing as well as email marketing. So there are many forms that you can look at which are purely paid and beyond, which can help us in our performance marketing ritual. We are also looking at e-commerce, e-commerce marketing, and looking at how we can look at tracking this with CRO, which I'll tell you more about in the module. So there are many ways or many forms of performance marketing. You don't need to necessarily do all of them, but it is one important for you to know all of this. Two, you can pick and choose whichever things you feel are the most important to you and leverage the same. Now, let's talk about the tools that are going to come handy when you want to analyze this. So now we are going and talking about analysis. One is, of course, I spoke about Google Analytics. You need to have good familiar to be part of Google Analytics to get best out of it. You also have Facebook's Ads Manager, which helps you not only to manage your Facebook ads, right? But also, so Facebook here also means Meta, so it covers all the other Meta family members. But all of these will actually help you to start tracking and analyzing the same. Similarly, the same manner you have Snapchat's Ads Manager, Reddit's, and so on and so forth. So all your tools and analysis are basically inbuilt for you.